Hey everyone, welcome to Living Pieces. I am Ray, your host, and I'm so glad to have you all here. First of all, I want to start off by saying Happy New Year, Happy 2024. We made it, we're here, and this year is gonna be amazing. In this podcast episode, we are going to be talking about how we can be successful in 2024. This episode will go over the formula of how and what to do to be successful. I'll be going over 3 areas and 9 sections, so 3 for each area, that you need to work on if you want success to be near you. Now, you may have seen online people giving you methods and ways to become successful. And usually those methods involve you setting up this business, setting up this page, have this advertising, do this and do that if you want to be successful. Now, hear me. Those things are great and maybe you need those. But you want to know why some people follow those rules and follow everything that those people have to say and still aren't successful. Do you want to know why? Well, it's because they haven't built an internal environment that can accommodate for their external success. So this episode will focus on the internal. It will give you the formula that you need or should try to follow. And why the internal, you may ask? Well, because as within, so without. I have come to the understanding that if you want to be successful on the outside, you have to be successful on the inside first. When you feel successful on the inside, it becomes easier to make successful moves and attract success. If you're tired, you make mistakes. So we have to fix the tiredness. If you're depressed and sad or have anxiety, you feel lazy and don't want to do anything. So you procrastinate. And therefore, we have to fix the depression and anxiety. If you've been through trauma, which pretty much everybody has, then we have to fix the trauma and remove the blocks so we feel safe and we can let success in and feel worthy of success. You see, it's the internal that counts the most because everything we do derives from the internal. This episode will go over the 3 areas and 9 sections that you need to optimize in order to be successful. So the 3 areas are your mind, your body, and your soul. And I said it in that order for a reason. We start with the mind because the mind is the bridge between the body and the soul. When you fix the mind or optimize the mind, it becomes easier to fix or optimize the body and the soul. If you try and do it the other way, you may be successful, but it might take you longer. Let me give you an example. Say you want to start a new diet or go to the gym. Well, day 1, you feel happy, so you do it. And that's great. Maybe by day 5, you're feeling sluggish, but you're just about doing it. Well, by day 10, you're struggling to get out of bed. Why? Because mentally you don't want to. You don't feel like doing it, so you don't do it. However, if your mind was strong, you would have the strength to keep going because you understand the importance of what you're doing and you actually want to do it, so you do it. So you see, the mind is important and it's the first thing to fix. Of course, as you're optimizing the mind, you can work the body and the soul alongside it. However, I'm trying to let you know that the mind is crucial if you want to work on the other 2 areas. Now, within each of those areas, there's 3 sections we need to look at, 3 for each one. For the mind, the sections are declutter, educate, and fortify. For the body, the sections are fast, feed, exercise. And for the soul, the sections are meditate, visualize, and energize. Continue listening to this podcast if you would like an in-depth insight into each of these areas and the things you need to do in order to be successful in 2024. So, let's look at the first area, the mind. As I mentioned, the mind is the bridge between the body and the soul. So let's start with section 1, which is to declutter. We have to remove the mental blocks, things that are no longer serving us. We have to clean up our environment, both internally and externally. We have to empty out our environment, our surroundings, because as within, so without. And so if we empty out our surroundings, it will empty out our mind and cleanse our mind from anything that would stop us from reaching our goals and reaching success. The thing is, whatever is present in your environment is also present in your mind. You know the saying, out of sight, out of mind? Well, that's what we need to do. We need to get rid of things in our environment that's no longer serving us. If it's no longer in your line of sight, it will fade away in your mind and is only brought up through your memories. So if you're no longer friends with someone, why do you still follow them? Why do you still have their photos? Why do you still have their number? These are the things that should be removed from your life because they serve as a constant reminder. And until you remove those things, they will continue to be around you energetically. Now, hear me. You might say you want them for sentimental reasons. But here's the thing. That friendship had a certain energy to it. One that isn't serving you, but instead taken from you. If you guys aren't together because they took your peace and you decided to walk away or it ended somehow, physically, there's distance. But energetically, they're still taking your peace. And the energy lingers in the material things that you have of them. If you really, really, really don't want to delete the photos, then create a folder and store it on your computer or a hard drive, a memory stick, anything. Just push it to the side so it's not near you. Even then, the energy can linger, but at least it's not on your phone or serving as a constant reminder. Because when it does, you're giving energy to it. So declutter. You have to declutter all areas of your life, things that take up your time. This could be pages where there's constant gossip or being in group chats where people are talking about things that isn't beneficial to you. Or maybe it's listening to music, watching things that doesn't serve you. These are all things that go into your mind and you need to declutter from them if you want to attract success. Why? Well, because you're too busy in everyone else's life that you don't have enough time for your own. And until you pick you first, the universe doesn't see the point in picking you. So why would it give you things you want when energetically you're not prepared to give yourself the things you want? Remember, as within, so without. You need to create the space to allow things to come to you. Whatever it is that's taking your time and isn't giving you a return of your investment, isn't giving you value, it needs to go. That could be spending time with people, following certain pages, being in certain groups, anything. You need a positive return of your investment. If you're investing your time into something and you're not getting an abundant return, then that's no longer an asset, but a liability. So decluttering is important. You can do this by cleansing your room, so cleaning up and throwing things away, unfollowing certain pages. You know what to do for you. But bottom of the line, old things gotta go. So I hope I've gone through this part as much as I can. If you need further detail or more help with that, then by all means, you can reach out to me and I'll love to help you. Also, side note, some people may not able to go cold turkey on this, and that's okay. Take your time and do it in segments. The more you do it, the easier it gets. However, you need to start from somewhere and work your way up. So you've decluttered. Amazing. We now need to educate. We have to educate our mind because knowledge is power. If you want to be successful, you have to educate the mind. Feed it the right kind of things. You do this by finding something worth reading, watching, or listening to. Our mind receives information through our senses. And two of your senses, which is sight and hearing, those senses need to be surrounded and stimulated with helpful information. I won't make book recommendations right now because not everyone will need the same books. Furthermore, when I say success in 2024, I'm not just talking about monetary value. Success will look different for everyone. You might want relationship success, family success, career success, home life success, travel success, health success. Whatever success you're after, you can attain if these 3 areas and 9 sections are optimized. So you have to find the books that fit the success you're going after. Better yet, if you don't want to read books, you need to consume content that will be beneficial to you. So following creators on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, those people, or find the people that will give you the information you need to reach success. One thing I will say with this is personally, I like to look at more than one creator when consuming content. This is because I want to see if what they're saying contradicts what the other people are saying. Why? Well, it's like doing a best 2 out of 3. If 2 people are saying one thing, but one person is saying something else, it's not that that person is necessarily wrong, but maybe what they're talking about might not apply to me and my needs. So I will then go on the internet and do research on what all the creators have said and see if what they've mentioned aligns with things online. You need multiple sources to ensure you're not misled. Even then, this is tricky because what if 30 people are all saying the same thing and later you find out that the information they're given isn't what you need? That's a stretch, but you never know. It's not to say they're wrong, but maybe you just don't need their information. Their information isn't tailored for the things that you're trying to get. And well, how do you know then? By building discernment. Discernment will help you recognize how useful the information is for you. Someone else might find what those 30 people have said very useful. However, it might not be the case for you. We are all living a tailored experience. So what I'm going through may be different from what you're going through. Therefore, the information I need will be different from the information you need. So by using your discernment, you can navigate the information you're receiving. Building your discernment comes with time and practice. And that's something we'll look more into, well, when we get to the topic, basically, when we get to the topic of the soul. Other things you need to fill your mind with is music. Listen to music that promote positive things, or music that makes you feel good, music that makes you feel peaceful. Better yet, you can begin listening to frequencies, high frequencies. Remember, you don't have to do this all at once. I'm not telling you to give up your favorite artists because they're promoting certain things. No. I'm simply saying you need to reduce the intake. So maybe 50% of the time you're listening to them and 50% of your time you're listening to frequencies. As time goes on, you will feel the internal change and the dynamic may change. Maybe now you listen to them 25 to 30% of the time. And then those positive music and frequencies 70 to 75% of the time. This ratio will help you significantly because you're stimulating your brain cells with positive energy, which will affect your hormones and the chemicals inside you. And altogether, you're educating your mind. So these are some of the things you can do. Of course, there's way more, but this should get you started. If you would like more support and more help with this, reach out and I'd love to help you. Moving on to the third section for the mind, which is fortify. Fortify. You have to maintain the knowledge you've acquired because true knowledge or true power is the application of that knowledge. Whatever you've acquired, you have to put into practice. This way you're training your mind. You're building new mental stimuli, new mental things, and you're making your mind stronger and fortified. So, what mental exercises and trainings can you do to fortify your mind? Well, for starters, begin by applying the things you've read, watched, consumed. Apply the techniques you've learnt. Let me give you an example. Say you want to be successful at sewing or knitting or gardening, or you want to be an influencer on the internet, or be a fitness girly or fitness guy or gym rat. Anything, literally anything. You've watched, read, and consumed the information you need. You now need to apply those things. Buy a sewing machine and start creating things. Even if it doesn't turn out right, that's fine. Do it anyway. Buy the gardening tools. Buy the camera. If you can't afford the camera yet, find a good way to get good lighting and use your phone, or maybe buy a small light. Buy the fitness gear. Once you've bought the things you need, set yourself a small challenge, a task of doing something with those items. What can tend to happen is we'll buy the things and they'll collect dust. No, set yourself a challenge. Find an accountability partner, someone who will hold you up to the things you said you will do. When you're setting your challenges, make it realistic. Saying you're going to sew a whole new dress when you can just about put the thread in the eye of the needle is straight up ludicrous. And that is also why many people may give up and say it doesn't work for them. You need to start small and build your way up. I'll give you a personal example. I have a fitness page, Ray Fitness. If you scroll on my page, you see that I have old videos of me doing different fitness exercises. Then there's a gap. The reason there's a gap is because I stopped making content. Yes, I was going through some things at the time, and it's okay to stop making content from time to time. However, what also happened was I didn't have any direction of where I wanted my content to go. I was making videos on all parts of the body, and whilst that's great, I wasn't really interested in all parts of the body. So I said to myself, I need to pick an area that I'm truly passionate about and create consistent content around that. Afterwards, I can then choose to branch off into other parts of the body if I wish. So right now, all I'm doing is creating skipping content because I really love skipping. I remember doing it when I was younger, and I just think it's such a great way to just lose weight and work the body and tone your muscles. It's actually fantastic and it's fun. You can really, really make skipping funny. Anyway, I started small. I said I'm going to create content that is no longer than 30 seconds to a minute long. I got my phone. I used my phone. Even though I have a camera, I wanted to make this simple. I wanted to make it easy, something that I could do consistently and daily. So I used my phone and I got a light. I used my light that I have. And I basically just filmed about 3 videos, not long at all. And I posted them once a day. Honestly, breaking it down this way really helped me because I didn't face burnout. I didn't feel the need to give up. I wasn't overcomplicating it. I was motivated to create more content because I accomplished something small. So what I was doing here was building momentum. From there, I felt inspired to do more. And in a short period of time, I created more content than I did when I was placing my energy everywhere and trying to dream big by doing exercises for every part of the body. It's not to say don't dream big, but if you want to sustain something, you have to start small and work your way up. You have to build that momentum and let it drive you further. I also have a vision of creating videos in a studio, but I'm working with what I've got, which is my garden. By starting small, I can appreciate the big things more because I can look back and see how far I've come. Furthermore, your mind is trying to build a new skill. It's so used to a certain way of living, so it needs time to adjust. If you start slowly, it will catch up and aid you as you progress. So applying what you've learned and doing things, even if it's one thing at a time, will strengthen your mind. Doing this builds new cycle within your mind because you've shown that it's possible to do X, Y, Z. You're teaching it and training it and showing it that you can do it. This is how you will slowly eliminate procrastination. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen eventually. And soon you find the balance between your rest days and taking time for yourself and getting up and doing the work. So grab a friend, someone who can keep you accountable, and begin applying the things you've learned. If you feel like you don't have any friends you can rely on, reach out to me and I'll keep you accountable. Trust me, I've got you. So, my lovelies, that's the first area complete. It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. And I hope you were making notes because it was a lot. The mind is so crucial to our growth and development. And if you want to be successful in 2024, you need to declutter, educate, and fortify the mind. From there, working on the body and the soul will become a lot easier. So moving on to the body. The 3 sections that we're going to cover is fast feet exercise. Before we get into it, the body is an essential part of your success because how you feel determines how you operate. Your body contains a bunch of chemicals and hormones, minerals and vitamins, some of which include estrogen, testosterone, dopamine, endorphins, serotonin, oxytocin, magnesium, iron, zinc, vitamins A, C, D, E, K, and the B vitamins, and much more. If these things are lacking, then diseases comes to say hello. Diseases, dis-ease of the body. You can't acquire success if you don't feel successful and are in constant pain. All your energy needed to create success is spent on the pain you're going through. So you have nothing left to do. You have nothing left to give. And that's why we need to fix the body. This is why we need the body to be at optimal health. Not barely getting by, not just about making it, not at least I'm not bedbound, but wow, I feel energized and ready to take on the day because I'm not in pain. Did you know that pain is just an indicator telling you that, hey, there's something not quite right here. Can you take a look at me, please, and fix me? Thanks. So that's what we're going to do. The next 3 sections that I'm going to cover will look at how we can lower the dis-ease and how we can help our body reach optimal health. If you want to be successful in 2024, you have to learn to fast. Yep, it's a must. It's not optional. It's a must. It's a requirement. If you don't like the word fast, call it whatever you want. Detox, cleanse, whatever makes you happy. But that's what you need to do. You need to fast and cleanse your body of all poisons, toxins, parasites, food that you've consumed that isn't serving your body, but in fact hindering and harming you. And with everything I'm going to talk about, you need to start slow. So not just fasting, everything that's talked about for the mind, everything that I'm going to talk about for the soul, you need to start slow. Because if you dive into it head first, 1, you may do more damage than good. And 2, you may give up and never do it again and forever remain at square one. And that's not what we want. We want to be successful in 2024. So I'm not saying you should go all out when fasting, but start slow. But let's look at why you should fast. Well, the benefits of fasting shows that you're training the body and telling it that you're in control. And you're training the mind to be stronger. This is another method of fortifying the mind. You also see that these 3 areas and the 9 sections intertwine with each other, and doing one thing may benefit another area. Not even may, it will benefit the other area. They all work in tandem with one another. If you do any basic research on fasting, you will find the benefits of it. Fasting is just so good for you. If you want to lose weight, it's a great way to do so. It's a great way to promote healing in the body because maybe you don't want to lose weight, but you want to be healed. Fasting will do that, you know? So because diseases and some harmful bacteria feed off of the things we eat. If you stop eating those things, those harmful bacteria have no choice but to die. Furthermore, your immune system has time to fight them off because your body isn't so busy digesting the food you give it. You pretty much age slowly when you fast. You regulate your body, hormones, chemicals. You do so much for your internal environment by fasting. So you may ask me, Ray, how long should we fast for? And what type of fasting should we do? Again, everyone is different and it would differ from individual to individual. If you're just starting out, you've never fasted before, I would say designate 3 days in a month that you will fast for. So, and also designate a time. So let's say it hits 9, 10 p.m. or max midnight. You stop eating. You can still drink water, but no more food. Tell your body or your accountability partner what time you're going to break your fast. So you can pick either 12 p.m. the next day. So if you stop midnight, 12 a.m., you can pick 12 p.m., 3 p.m., or 6 p.m. Then you go the whole day without eating. I know, crazy. Drink water if you need to, but no food. Once it hits any of the times that you've set, you can eat again. And then by 9, 10, midnight, whatever time you said you're going to stop eating, you need to stop eating. And then you do this for the 3 days. All you have to do and all you have to tell yourself is, it's only for 3 days out of 28 to 31 days. Like 3 days is nothing. I mean, nothing. However, if that's too hard for whatever reason and you can't do it, then pick a day in the week and fast for 1 day, but do it every week. So that means you're fasting once a week for a month. That is 4 times a month. However, going for 3 days at a time is so powerful to the body because by day 2, 3, your body has been conditioned and it's fighting off diseases and harmful bacteria. If you do it once a week, it's still good, but you're helping your body rest from eating all the time. So I just love a 3-day fast. Remember, everyone is different. And when you listen to your body, it would tell you what to do. From there, you can work your way up. Maybe you do 3 days every 2 weeks and then 3 days every week. Although as a woman, due to our cycles, the way we fast will be different from the way a man can fast. Yeah. And because this episode is quite long, I can't really get into it right now. But yeah, if you need more advice on it, you can always research it or reach out to me. I'd love to help you. And yeah, for me, I have been fasting since COVID. I mean, I was fasting before COVID, but during COVID, it changed my whole routine because I was getting up late. So it was reaching 12 p.m. before I would eat. Then I challenged myself to go for longer and I would break at 3 or at 6. Then after COVID, I was able to get to a point where by midnight at the minimum, I wasn't eating. And so my fasting was going 12 hours minimum every day, 12 hours minimum. And then after that, I would then go for longer. So I would set 3 days where I'm not going to eat until 6 p.m. Even if I woke up at 5 a.m., 9 a.m., it doesn't matter. I wouldn't eat. So that's what helped me. Now it's gotten to the point where I may even forget to eat. And I'm like, whoa, it's 9 p.m. and I've not eaten anything all day. And then sometimes I'm really hungry and I have to eat once it's reached 12. So I listen to my body is basically what I'm trying to say. But then at times I will tell my body that, hey, this is what we're going to do. And I have to do it. If I say I'm going to do 3 days, break at 6, I have to do 3 days, break at 6. Every time I do that, I'm strengthening my body. I'm strengthening my mind. I'm helping myself. Cool. So fasting is so great. The benefits are vast. I have seen it within my own life, and it's outstanding. You may hate it now, but trust me, if you do it for long enough, your body will love you. If you would like to fast and need that accountability or need a group of people who are all fasting at the same time, then reach out to me. I'm creating a community of people who would like to be successful in 2024 and are prepared to hold each other accountable. So in this group, we'll set the days we want to fast and our goals for fasting. Then we will review and look at how it went, what we struggled with, when we struggled, like what time during the days, and so on and so forth. So reach out if you would like to be a part of that. We've done the fasting. We've cleansed our body. We've removed toxins, parasites, and harmful bacteria. Now we need to feed. We need to provide our body with the right kind of food and watch how it loves us. You have to give yourself the right nutrition, minerals, vitamins, so you can operate at optimal capacity. So the chemicals and the hormones within your body are balanced and working well. All these sections look at the other three senses: taste, smell, and touch. When I say all these, I mean this section. So this section looks at those three senses. Here's the thing. Guys, come. Listen. Eating out every night isn't going to help you. I hate to say it, but it's true. Especially if it's fast food restaurants. Like, once in a while, indulging, okay, cool. Every night, though. Come on. Every night? And if you're eating out every night, what you're doing is you're going against the fasting that you've done. It's like a seesaw going back and forth with your body. You're helping it, then you're harming it. You're helping it, then you're harming it. It doesn't work, you know? So you need to implement healthy foods. Foods and nutrition is like literally its own episode, but pretty much all these topics are their own episodes. But I wanted to put out at least the basic information on all of them so that, you know, anyone listening to this can have a rough idea of where and how to start. So the basic breakdown of the things you need to incorporate more into your diet are vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, oils. You can eat meat if that's what you like, but aim to get fresh, organic meat. Meat that has been sent to the butchers ethically. Again, I can't get into this right now, but if you would like more info, definitely reach out. Also, the vegetables you eat is definitely important. You know, you've got your standard carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, peppers. Those things are the things you may know and the things that you're used to. However, if you want to take it to the next level, you need to incorporate other things such as cabbage, radish, kale, spinach, the exotic kind of vegetables. I know most people don't like the taste of them because they just don't taste nice. But I say as a rule of thumb, it doesn't matter. I say as a rule of thumb, if it doesn't taste nice, it's probably because it's good for you. Not all the time, but most times. Plus, there are numerous videos of other creators who will show you how to make and implement these vegetables into your diet and make it taste adequate, if not nice. So take a look at them. Remember, you don't have to do an overhaul. Like, start with one area and begin to change it. You've lived this long for so long, eating the way you do, you will continue to live long. But if you want to live optimally, because there's a difference between living long and living optimally, living healthily. So if you want to live long and live optimally and healthily, then you need to start making the small changes now. Your food impacts your mood, your hormones, the chemicals inside your body. So maybe, just maybe, you're not depressed, but instead you're weighed down by the food you're eating and it's affecting the chemicals inside your body, making you think and feel depressed. Hear me and hear me well. I'm not saying stop eating at fast food restaurants. You're more than welcome to do what makes you happy. However, I am saying you need balance. Just like with the music for the mind, instead of eating fast food every single day, 7 days a week, try cutting it down to 5 days a week. And the other 2 days you implement something healthy. Then a few weeks or months later, go down to 5 days a week. Then 3 days a week. Then maybe once a week. And then maybe once every 2 weeks. And so on till you reach the desired goal for what you want, really. Here's the thing. Sometimes it's not even what you're eating that's causing you problems. Even though, yes, it does play a part. It's not always that. In fact, it's the lack of what you're not eating that causes problems. Your body can't digest the fast food correctly because you've not given it the correct nutrients to do so. Think about a bike. If the chains aren't oiled up, it will make squeaky, loud, annoying noises. It will still function for as long as it can, but it will eventually give up. The reason why many people are having gut issues is because they're not giving their body the right nutrients. So your digestive system is struggling for its life, literally in a chokehold. And so it struggles to digest your food correctly. If you love your fast food or your sweets, chocolate, fizzy drinks, it's not to say don't drink or eat those things because, well, maybe you're not at a stage where you're ready to give those things up. And that's fine. What you need to do is find balance. You need to find and incorporate the nutrients that you're deficient in. And then you need to increase it so your body can digest the food and can do what it needs to do. As you progress on your journey, you may one day wake up and slowly find yourself changing your diet because you understand what your body needs. And by the way, supplements can only go so far. Like seriously, you need the fruit, the veg, the seed, the nut that contains the things your body desires. Get it in its raw form because that's when it's most potent. Cool. I also do eventually want to make cooking videos on some of the things that I eat. However, as I've mentioned, there are many creators that are already making these videos. You just have to find them and implement what they're doing. Find what works for you and do that. Also on the topic of feeding, we have to feed our skin. The food you eat should and will do most of the work. You will see your nails becoming healthy, your hair becoming lush, your skin becoming clear. But you can give your body the extra boost and apply certain products such as lotions, oils, essential oils to your body. How you wash your face and body to remove dirt from your pores is also important. The things you apply to your skin alongside the things you eat should really get your body moving into 5th gear, maybe even 6th or 7th gear. And in all of this, I say try and look for things that are organic. Yeah. Read the back of the product. Do it. But yeah, after feeding and fasting your body, you now have to exercise, which is the next section. We have to strengthen our body, build endurance, work our muscles, activate the energy around us if we want to be successful in 2024. And I know you're screaming at me right now. I don't want to exercise. I hate exercise. It never works. I feel you. Trust me. I feel you. I get it. Many people hate exercise. But you don't have to make it vigorous. Exercise is beneficial because it releases happy hormones and chemicals known as endorphins. Maybe when you're going through it, you hate it and you don't feel that way, but trust me, afterwards, yeah, your body loves you. So, your endorphins are your feel-good hormones. And by the way, if you don't like the word exercise, call it whatever you want. Call it moving your body. Yeah, because that's what you need to do. Every day for at least 5 minutes, move your body. Dance, shake, jump, run, sprint, skip, whatever it is, just move. When you do that, what you're doing is you're waking up your body. You're activating the cells. You're energizing your mind. You're using your energy. You're connecting with it and you're building on it. So move your body. If you can do a full workout, great. If not, just move 5 to 10 minutes a day. You will begin to see a difference. For people who say they have a busy schedule and can never seem to find time, either the first thing you do when you get out of bed or the last thing you do should be moving. Shake yourself awake if you have to. This will activate your mind. It will wake you up and put you in the right frame of mind for the day. Or just do it before you go to bed. Maybe not too much because you don't want to be too active. That way you might struggle to sleep. But if you actually tire your body up, maybe it might help you sleep. It depends. Everyone's different. So just, see what works for you. You can also find exercise videos online. And for the busy people or people who would like to start slow and work their way up, attend maybe one fitness class or follow a video. Join a community and find people who can encourage you to stay active. I'm telling you, if you want to be successful in 2024, then your body needs to feel the success. As within, so without. Working out will build your confidence. It will work your mind. It will purge you of toxins through your sweat. It will give you an endorphin rush and make you feel happy and positive about yourself. These are the traits successful people carry. Feeling good about themselves, feeling confident, knowing that their presence has the power to change the energy within the room. Find the thing you like to work out and do it. I mentioned my fitness page earlier. If you're into skipping or would like to learn the skill of skipping, then look for my page. It's Rae Fitness. So that's Rae, so RAEI .fitness. raei.fitness or Rae Fitness. That page has loads of content on skipping with more on the way. Like, we've been doing things. So I would teach you how to skip and also how to do cool things whilst skipping. I also have fitness classes coming soon. If you're based in the UK and even in the Midlands, then I'm going to be setting up some classes where we can come together and skip. I will teach you a sequence of moves and we'll skip to the entirety of a song whilst doing those moves. The idea is to make skipping fun whilst working our body. So if that's something you'll be interested in, reach out and I've got you. Guys, we have knocked down 2 of the sections. And we've knocked down 2 of the areas and 6 sections. Woo! Clap for us. If you're still listening to this, big up you. So we've knocked down the mind and the body. The mind, we looked at how to declutter, educate, and fortify. And for the body, we looked at how to fast, feed, and exercise. With these 2 areas under control, we can now look at the soul. I did not mean for that to rhyme, but hey. In this segment, we will look at how to meditate, visualize, and energize. Before we get into it, did you know that you are the soul? Many people think that they are their mind and their body, but that's not the case. You are the soul that came to this earth and was given a body and a mind. The mind, as we know, is the bridge between the body and the soul. And the body is the thing that lets the soul experience and navigate this world, this 3D reality. So when you think of a game, you are the ultimate controller that chooses an avatar, and the controller or the pad is the mind. You move the pad to control the avatar. So the pad does the controlling, but you control the controller or the pad. So in other words, the controller does the controlling, but you control the controller. If you're following me, then yeah, great. To break it down, you, the soul, controls the mind, which is also you, but the second version of you, which controls the body, which is again you, but the third version of you. So 3 planes of existence. Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? And with all of them, that's how you are able to have this experience here on Earth. Here's the thing though, it does get slightly complicated in the sense that many people's souls are hidden. So what I mean by that is, instead of the soul controlling the game, many people's egos end up controlling the game. So you can say your ego is your mind. If it's not been trained, fortified, educated, all that type of stuff, it just runs rampant and does whatever it is that it wants. So because people are too immersed in the game, they forget that they're the soul. And as I mentioned, we start with the mind and then the body, because when these two are under control, it's easier for you to access your soul, and for your soul, or also known as your higher mind, it's easier for that to control this experience and help you with your journey so you have a better experience whilst here on Earth. I know this is a lot. Yeah. So if you're following me, awesome. When the body and the mind runs rampant and does what it wants, it's hard to hear the soul speaking. It's hard to hear that internal guidance or voice. So fasting quietens the body and the mind and creates room for the soul. Exercise trains the body to submit. Decluttering the mind plays its part too. They all go hand in hand, as I mentioned. This is why this is the formula for success. If one of these areas are lacking, then the other areas are impacted. If these areas are working optimally, then success is near and your time on Earth will be a lot more fun. If the first 2 areas have been implemented well, then you should find it easier to connect with your soul with the next few practices. So let's get into the soul and the 3 sections. The first section is meditate. Again, just like everything else, if you don't like the word meditate, change it. Call it quiet time, reflection time, alone time, whatever you want. Call it that, but you need to do it. You need to spend time alone and reflect. This is how you connect to your soul, your higher mind, the purest part of you. There are many different types of meditation you can do. 3 of them that I'll mention in this episode is reflective meditation, breathwork meditation, and visualization meditation. Reflective meditation is where you sit and ponder your life, literally. You may have prompts or questions, things to help you kickstart your reflective process. For example, there's a method called the 7 levels deep method. It works really well with this kind of meditation. I won't go into it now, just like everything else. This episode is already so long. So if you want more info on that, you can always research it or reach out to me, whichever one. Yeah. So with meditation, you can let your mind wander. You don't judge the thoughts that cross your mind. You let it be, and you let it come, and you let it float away. Meditation isn't always about making your mind quiet, because you can end up doing the opposite. By trying to make your mind quiet, well, you make it loud. So you give up and you feel as though it's not working. However, by letting your thoughts flow past you, eventually, if you do it for long enough, the thoughts gets quiet all by themselves. So that's reflective meditation, just sitting and just pondering and just letting the thoughts be, accepting them, not judging them, not making them feel a certain type of way, because what you're doing is you're judging yourself. So just let the thoughts be, let it flow, and just reflect. The second type of meditation is breath work. This is where you do a series of breath work, breathing in, holding, releasing, holding, and repeating the pattern a few times. So for example, you might breathe in for 4 seconds, then you hold that breath for 4 seconds, then you release for 4 seconds, and you hold again at the bottom for 4 seconds, and then you repeat the cycle. That one is usually known as the box breathing, because it's like a box, 4 sides and all that. Yeah. You can do all sorts. You could do it for 6 seconds, 8 seconds, 12 seconds, and so on. Or you can count on the first round. Maybe you can count down. So like maybe you breathe in for 6, hold for 6, then release for 6. Then you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, release for 4. Then 2, 2, 2. You could do whatever you want. You could hold for 4 or 8 or whatever, then release for 6. The point is you can do different variations. Breathing is important because it activates your cells. Your body needs oxygen to live, and knowing how to breathe well activates your body. Breathing can be used to repair things within your body. Breathing is so calming and restorative. Like, just breathe. Some people aren't even breathing correctly. In our everyday lives, we think we're breathing, but our breaths are shallow. Half the time it's shallow. But once in a while, take a deep breath. Like, let's do it now, in fact. Ready? On the count of 3, we're going to take a deep breath together. 1, 2, 3. Wasn't that so nice? Yeah, that was really nice. I needed that, actually. Yeah. Breathe, guys. Just breathe, and breathe well. So the next type of meditation is visualization meditation. This one is also powerful, and this one's my favorite. You can use visualization to activate your chakras. Ooh. Simply put, chakras are just energy centers or hormone centers that can be blocked and can cause dis-ease to the body if left unchecked. So some of these words the reason why I break it down like this is because some of the words tend to sound like they have connotations to them because of certain individuals, So when you hear a word like meditation, fast, exercise, chakras, you just hear those words and you start thinking, oh my God, this is some woo-woo spiritual thing or whatever. Like, it's really not that deep. Half the time you find that some of these things are just scientific based. Of course, exercise isn't. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to say, when people hear the word exercise, they feel opposed to it because they're like, oh my gosh, like that's so hard. Like, I can't exercise. Like, what? I don't want to do that. I don't know what accent that was, but whatever. Anyways, you get the point of what I'm trying to say. Like, people hear these words and they just have a connotation to them. So that's why I break it down in its like simplest form, so you can actually understand that these things aren't scary. It's not that hard. You don't have to make it complicated. You don't have to overcomplicate it and make your life seem like, not do those things because of the connotations and the programmings that you have of that thing. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Anyways, moving on. So that's what chakras are. This is a lot. This episode is a lot. Right. But yeah, that's what chakras are. They're just energy centers, hormone centers that can be blocked and can cause dis-ease if left unchecked. There's more to chakras, but that's the basic understanding. So like it is said that there are about 114 chakra centers, and 112 of them are believed to be on the outside. No, on the inside. 2 of them are on the outside. Let me do that again. 112 are believed to be within the body. whilst the other two are outside the body. So the 112 chakras in the body arrange themselves into like 7 dimensions with 16 aspects in each dimensions. So like these are the 7 dimensions on that people tend to know, like the 7 chakras, the 7 main chakras that most people would have heard of. Should I go into what they are? Yeah, I could. So the 7 main chakras are your root chakra, which is at the very bottom, and it's the color red. Your sacral chakra, which is next, and it's orange. Your solar plexus chakra, which is yellow. Your heart chakra, which is green. Your throat chakra, which is blue. Your third eye chakra, which is like indigo. And then your crown chakra, which is, well, I thought it was violet, but I think it's white. Anyways, you can see that it's the color of the rainbow. Yeah. As within, so without. I will keep saying that. So those are what they are. And those are the ones that most people have heard of. Back to visualization. Visualization can help us unblock and cleanse and clear these chakras so they can spin, because chakras tend to be like these spinning balls, these spinning wheels. So when you use visualization, you can unblock them and let them spin and work optimally. Chakras also affect our psychic health as well as our spiritual health. Yeah, our psychic, spiritual, physical health. It helps all of them. And visualization can also do other things. It can really help us envision the life that we want to create. But I'll leave it there for now. With meditation, you can learn how to ground yourself. You can actually, funny enough, you can use visualization to help you ground yourself. You can think of roots, like, coming from the ground and holding you, just helping you feel secure, helping you feel like you're here on earth, you're present in your body, you're aware, you're calm, So breathing can help you ground yourself, breathing slowly to calm yourself. And with all of these meditation as well, with meditation in general, you can activate your spiritual gifts, because we all have spiritual gifts. And if you already activated your spiritual gifts, you can enhance it. You can enhance your spiritual senses. So just like our physical senses, we also have spiritual senses, and these are known as the 6 clairs. Clairvoyance, which means clear seeing. Clairaudience, which means clear hearing. Clairsentience, which means clear feeling. Clairalience, which means clear smelling. Clairgustance, which means clear tasting. And claircognizance, which means clear knowing. Ooh. Now, some people may only activate 1 or 2 of these clairs. And then some people may be able to activate more. Honestly, it depends on many things. But the important thing is we have the ability to activate at least 1 of these clairs if we meditate and actually take the time to practice. Finally, meditation will also help with discernment. Remember, I was speaking about discernment earlier? Here it is. Meditation will help with your discernment. Will help you to know whether or not an information that you're seeing, or whether or not someone that you're around, people that you're around, things that you're doing, things that you want to do in the future, whether or not those things are actually good for you. Discernment is so important, because when you have discernment qualities and discernment abilities, you will know to stay away from certain people or to do certain things with certain people, because you know that this will be beneficial to you, or you may know that this will be harmful to you. So no, let me not do that. And then afterwards, you're like, wow, I'm so happy I had discernment because it saved me from XYZ. Or I'm so happy I had discernment because this is the best thing I've ever done in my life. Do you know what I mean? It's so great. So meditation will help you with discernment. It will help you connect to the deeper parts of you, your soul. It will help you build strong intuition. And it will help you know when something is right and when something is not right, when something is off. Meditation has so many benefits. And if you have never meditated before, I hope this little section helps you. It's so easy how you do it. You can lie, you can sit, you can close your eyes. If you're starting out, you can listen to calm music or a high frequency tone. You can even do a guided meditation. There's so many guided meditations that you can do. As you become more advanced, you may choose to not listen to music. You may just choose to sit in silence. It's really up to you. Either way, meditation is great for anyone, so look into it. Start getting better at meditation. And you can reach out to me and we can set a time aside where we actually meditate together if you want that extra support and extra guidance. So that was a long one. The next section for the soul is revitalize. We are going to give our soul what it needs. And how do we do this? We do this by acting on our highest excitement and passion. You feed your soul by doing this, by being in nature and taking walks and sun gazing and connecting with Mother Nature. You feed your soul. You need to revitalize and connect to the purest part of you. So challenge yourself to take a walk, and breathe in the air of Mother Nature. You can use your walk to meditate and ponder a life, or you can just, use it to stay present and be in the moment, looking at your environment like you've never seen it before. See what you can notice, feel the wind. If there's a tree nearby, look at it and just stare at it. It may seem weird, but it's not. You are nature, literally. Your whole properties, the whole body is made up of things within nature, literally. So all you're doing is returning back to nature. You're connecting back to it. You can touch your bare feet on the grass and let it ground you. This is called grounding or earthing. That's a whole nother board game. But just note that you're activating the atoms inside of you when your bare feet touches the ground. Earthing stabilizes your physiology at its deepest levels. It improves blood flow. It reduces inflammation, pain, and stress. Like, honestly, just do a quick research. You will see some great stuff when it comes to earthing. You can also sit on the grass and sun gaze. The sun gives us life. The sun is energy, and it can revitalize your energy. All you need to do is literally sit and stare at it. It is not hard. Of course, when it's cold outside and, things are happening, if you're a brave soul, go for it. But if you need time, then, like if you're waiting for the summer or spring, then definitely go out at some point and just stare at the sun. Like, literally, just stare at it. You won't go blind. Or if you don't really want to stare at it, just close your eyes and just let it gaze upon your face. Like, seriously, it's not that hard. And another way to revitalize is to also visualize. Visualization is just so great, man. It's so great. You can revitalize by visualizing and envisioning the life you want to create and the success you want to attain. As mentioned, visualization is so powerful, and if you can feed your mind with the future you would like to see, that will excite your soul and raise your vibration. This is one of the ways that you can do it. There's so many, but visualization will take you very, very far. If you need help with how to effectively visualize, then I can help you with that. Reach out and just let me know. Guys, we're getting there. The next section is energize. In this section, we practice letting our soul take control. And the more we do that, the more energized we become. We begin to create a loop or a new cycle where our energy is being used and directed towards our goals, dreams, desires, and aspirations. The more we do it, we may even vibrate at a high frequency. This is when we stay still and we feel our body or the energy around us, and we can feel that it's moving very quickly. It's like your body is buzzing and you're just so energized. You working on your highest excitement, your highest passion is you feeding your soul by being your authentic self. You're listening to your soul. It can help you be energized. So when you apply section 1 and section 2 of the meditate, so meditate and revitalize, when you apply those 2 things, you create section 3, which is energize. You energize your soul by raising your vibration. The more you do these things, the more you work at a higher frequency. This frequency is what will help you attract the things you need. Now hear me and hear me well. When working at a high frequency, it doesn't mean you have to be happy-go-lucky every day. It doesn't mean you have to be bouncing with joy all the time. Working at a high frequency means you understand how powerful your emotions are. Your emotions, which is literally energy in motion, and energy is what we're all made up of. Our soul is energy. It's just all energy. When you're sad, happy, jealous, upset, joyful, these are all emotions that can be used to attract certain things. And these emotions attract things every day, whether or not you're conscious of it or not. It does it all the time. We attract things into our reality all the time. So, of course, usually negative emotions tends to lower your vibration and will attract negative things, because if you don't know how to use it effectively, you can attract more negativity into your life. This is why you may hear people advocate for positive emotions, because those are easier to control. More time you will manifest positive things if you're in a positive state. However, when you become seasoned at this, when you become more mature in your spiritual practice, you can learn how to use your negative emotions to manifest positive things. I know, crazy. When you know how to work on a high frequency, despite your emotions or your feelings, you will attract the life you desire. So to be successful in 2024, we have to learn to energize and vibrate at a certain frequency to attract the success we want to see. I know that was a lot, but you're not alone. I am here to help you and guide you on this journey. You can always reach out to me, and we can work together to uplift each other. This has been a long episode. It's over 1 hour. But I wanted to make this for you. I had to sit down and really formulate this, because I realized that this was the key to success. And every area has to be covered if we want success in 2024 and in the future years. So not just this year, but for 5 years, 10 years, these areas need to be worked on and needs to be built on. So if you've made it this far, give yourself a big clap, because it shows that you're serious and would seriously like to change your life and become successful. And honestly, I wish success upon you. So to recap this long episode, we looked at the 3 areas: the mind, the body, and the soul. In the mind, we focused on the 2 physical senses, our sight and our hearing. And we looked at the 3 sections on how to declutter, educate, and fortify. Then for the body, we looked at the other 3 physical senses, which was our taste, smell, and touch. And we looked at the 3 sections, which was how to fast, feed, and exercise. Also looking at the importance of all of these things. Finally, we touched on the soul and looked at the 6th sense, or your 6 senses. The 6 clairs: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairalience, clairgustance, and claircognizance. These senses are activated the more we get in touch with our soul, and is interpreted or expressed through the mind and even the body. We also covered the 3 sections, so how to meditate, revitalize, and energize. We looked at how to optimize these 3 areas and 9 sections so that you can become successful in 2024. It is my deepest desire that we're all successful. I know it's possible for all of us, and so I hope this podcast episode gave you an insight into these areas. If you enjoyed this episode and was able to stay to the end, that's amazing. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Were there things that, you already knew? Were there things that you learned from this episode? You can find me at Rae Industries, so RAE dot Industries, INDUSTRIES, on TikTok and Instagram. You can find me there, reach out, let me know what you thought about this episode and the things that you learned, or maybe things you already knew. On my page as well, you will see all the things we get up to here at Rae Industries. And I would like and love to connect with you. I know we covered a lot in this episode, and it can seem overwhelming to know where to start and what to tackle first. Of course, focus on the mind first. But even then, you may still need help with tailoring what I've mentioned in this episode to fit your specific needs and the success you're trying to attain. That's why I have created various sessions for the mind, body, and soul. Things we can do to enhance these areas. Some of these things will contain book clubs, exercise sessions, meditation and visualization sessions, where I can help you with these areas and you can become successful in 2024. Of course, you don't need me. I've done my part by giving you the awareness. You can now go away and research different aspects and work on each one from there. However, if you want that guidance and a friendly face and voice to help you along your journey, then I'm here. It's why I'm offering this, because as mentioned, it can seem overwhelming and you may struggle to know where to start. If you would like more info, then you can reach out to me on all social media platforms at Rae Industries or Living Pieces. So the handle for Living Pieces is RAEI dot living, LIVING, pieces. And that is PIECES. And I will be able to help you. When you reach out, you will have the opportunity to book a session, some solo, some group sessions. You will also have the opportunity to join our Telegram or Facebook group, so you're not alone in this journey. Be prepared though. I take this work very seriously. So I'm only seeking winners, people who are prepared to put in the work, people who are ready to say yes to themselves and yes to success in 2024. And if you feel like you fit the criteria, then by all means reach out and let's get the ball rolling. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Feel free to reach out and tell me if there's a section you would like me to clarify or an area you would like me to expand on, or even reach out to tell me how you found this episode, what areas you liked, what areas you feel you've got patterned, and what areas you're still working on. I would love to know your thoughts. It's been a pleasure, and I hope this episode has given you the insight you need to be successful in 2024. Make sure you tag me because I want to see your success stories. Guys, it's been a pleasure. So, until next time, stay blessed, don't stress, and I will catch you after the test. Bye!